Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to the Work and Study Smarter series. I'm Faith Brunel, and welcome. So, as you're aware, this Work and Study Smarter series is actually part of the Faith Brunel Insights podcast, but it's a playlist. So, I thought, I just actually recorded an episode for the podcast on focusing on the growth mindset and overcoming stress. And I said to myself, I want to do a YouTube video on mastering time management, prioritize like a pro, that discusses the Eisenhower Matrix, the 80-20 rule, which is also known as the Pareto Principle, and time blocking. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So welcome back to the channel. If you're feeling overwhelmed with work, study, or life just in general, you're not alone. So studies, work, or life, you're not alone. Today, we're actually diving into some game-changing time management techniques that will help you to prioritize like a pro and take control of your day. So whether you're a student, who has a number of assessments and you're juggling assessments, assignments, or a professional managing multiple projects, or just someone looking to balance work and personal life, this video is for you. Let's get started. So the first segment I'm talking about is the Eisenhower Matrix. And I'm not sure if anyone's actually aware of the Eisenhower Matrix. So I'm actually just going to share my screen of the Eisenhower Matrix just so I can kind of give you all some information. So my YouTube videos are going to take a little bit of a different form. I'm going to use a link from Asana. So let me just show you this link. So yeah, I'm actually going to show you some visuals so you can actually kind of get a sense of what we're actually doing here. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about, as I said, the Eisenhower Matrix and what that actually is, what it looks like, and the impact of the Eisenhower Matrix as well. So the Eisenhower Matrix really primarily exists to actually make decisions easier. So it's one of my favorite tools for prioritization. Now, in terms of context, it was created by President Dwight Eisenhower, hence the name, the Eisenhower Matrix. It's a very simple yet effective way to categorize the tasks based on urgency and importance. So some people have 4 quadrants of delete, do, delegate, and decide, whereas others, which I'm going to focus on today, speak of 4 different quadrants called urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and not urgent and not important, which kind of does also relate to the do, which is the urgent and important, the important but not urgent, which is things like we can either to decide, and then urgent but not important, which is delegation, and then delete, which is not urgent and not important. So however you term the Eisenhower Matrix is relevant. Now on the screen, what you actually see is you see the Eisenhower Matrix, how to prioritize your to-do list. And actually this is the 4 quadrants that are urgent and important, important but not urgent, and urgent but not important, and then not urgent and not important as well. So let me kind of go through each category. When we say things are urgent and important, it means we do them right away. And actually for myself, as I said, it's one of my favorite methods. What I actively do is I actually use an app called TickTick, which is actually an app that I have on my phone and an app I have on my MacBook, on my iMac. I can go online on my MacBook, and actually it splits things in on the phone in the Eisenhower Matrix, again looking at those 4 key quadrants. So looking at the important but not urgent are tasks that you need to schedule for later. Then we look at urgent but not important. So these are often distractions, but they still need to be handled so that they can be delegated. Hence why we have a delegation model, which is on other forms of the Eisenhower Matrix, which is also called the Priority Matrix as well. And then not urgent and not important, which basically are argued to be a waste of time. It's time to eliminate or ignore them, hence the delete, which basically means get rid of them. So by sorting your tasks into these categories, you'll have a clear roadmap of what to focus on first. It cuts through the noise and keeps you from wasting energy on things that don't really matter. So for example, things like, so for example, one example, some people might say, again, this is subjective, that the urgent and important is to study for finals. The important but not urgent is respond to emails. The urgent but not important is to plan the weekend trip. And then it's argued that some people would say that things that are not urgent and not important is social media scrolling. Now, I'm not saying that this is true or false. It's up to you to decide what fits within these quadrants. And then moving on, and again, for those who are interested in the resources, we do actually sell a resource basically in the format of the Eisenhower Matrix, which is other to-do lists and note-taking techniques and methods. So the next segment is the Pareto Principle, which again is basically I'm going to give, again, another visual. As I said, today's YouTube video is focusing on visuals. It's focusing on how you can actually look at things. And again, as I said, what I always do is I always give my sources. So we first had a source from Asana, asana.com/resources, and now we're having a source from the ProAction International on the 80-20 rule. And I'm actually going to bring that up. It's a blog written here, so I'm just going to actually reference this. As I said, I always use my sources. I always reference sources, which is important. So the Pareto Principle. So this is also known, as you can see on the screen, as the 80-20 rule. This principle states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. So think about it. Not all tasks are created equal. Some actions are more impactful than others. For example, if you're a student, you might realize that 20% of your study time, those focused deep study sessions, actually accounts for 80% of your understanding of a subject. Hence why this video really fits in the playlist Study Smarter series. So for professionals, 20% of your clients may generate 80% of the revenue. So the trick and the idea is to identify that high impact 20% and focus your energy there. So now it's time to take a look at your own to-do list. What are the top 20% of tasks that will give you the most return on your time? Once you know this, make those tasks your top priority for the day. As you can see in the diagram here, you can see these tasks, okay, that are identifying 20%. As you can see, 80% here, looking at the effort here and looking at the results. So 20% of important effort yields to 80% of the result. So as I said, it's used for students, it's used for professionals, and it is widely applicable. And there are a lot of benefits to the Pareto principle as well. And actually, what I'm going to be doing is making you see the other videos, actually showcasing some of the books we have and showcasing some other skills for study and study skills as well, such as active recall, which I just actually podcasted about recently. So a lot of benefits to the Pareto principle. And that's just in the background. So prioritization, it helps you to identify those top 20% of tasks that produce the most results, and you focus on those tasks first, which helps you to avoid procrastination. Efficiency helps you to work more efficiently, helps you to allocate resources where they have the highest impact. It helps you in terms of problem solving. It also helps you in terms of revenue, cost reduction, and damage reduction as well. I just wanted to also look at some benefits to the Eisenhower Matrix. So let me just flip back to this part on Asana. Benefits to the Eisenhower Matrix include prioritizing tasks, reducing stress, improving productivity, improving team focus, and improving progress tracking as well. So I'm going to move on now to the next segment, which is time blocking. So take back control of your day. So I'm going to talk about time blocking, and I'm going to actually show you a sample calendar with coded time blocks for work, study breaks, and personal time. So let me just prepare that segment as well. So time blocking. And as I said, I'm going to show you an example for students, and I'm going to use a source from the Todoist. As I said, I always reference my sources, and my sources will actually be in the bio as well of the episode. Because I said I really want to give back to those who have created these wonderful websites. So yeah, time blocking. As you can see, this is an example calendar for students. So now that we've covered how to prioritize, let's talk about how to organize your time around those priorities. So this is actually where time blocking comes in. So time blocking is exactly what it looks like. You block out specific chunks of time in your day for specific tasks. For instance, if you know you need 2 hours to study for an exam, block out that time in your calendar, then protect that time as if it were a meeting or appointment. No distractions, no multitasking. So for example, if I know I've got a law exam to do, I set 2 hours of study time, and I literally stick to it as if it's a business meeting. So here's how you can break it down. Block out your morning for deep work or study sessions. Use midday for meetings, emails, or errands. And then you reserve the evening for personal time, relaxation, or lighter tasks. Again, this is very subjective. It's dependent. But as I said, these are just some recommendations as to how you could break it down. It really depends. I know some people are not morning people, so they're going to get more out the middle of the day. Some people are night owls, so they're going to get more out the night. Some people are early people, so they're going to get more out the start of the day. Is really subjective. As I said, for myself, I know I'm more proactive. I'm more productive in the morning, so I would try and wake up early to make to do those study sessions or do those business meetings in the midday. But it's really about working it around for yourself. So what the beauty of time blocking is that it gives you control over your schedule. Instead of letting your day dictate what you do, you're telling your day what you will accomplish. And again, there are benefits to this as well that I just want to kind of hone in on as well. Benefits of time blocking that I just want to share with all of you today. So benefits of time blocking. So improved focus. So it helps you to concentrate on one task at a time, which can lead to higher quality work, reduce stress. Why? Because you know what you're going to work on and you can make your day less chaotic. And again, it feeds into a podcast episode I just spoke about overcoming stress and, you know, and adopting a growth mindset. We also spoke about better understanding of workload. We spoke about, so it also gives benefits to reduce procrastination. So again, you have a set schedule that you must follow, which can help you to avoid putting off difficult projects. And to be honest, we've all procrastinated. I've done it myself, but what happened? But now how I actually tackle that is, if there's a topic, for example, I know I'm not that enthusiastic with, I will put it in between a topic that I like. So I'll do the topic I like, but then do the one I don't like, then do the one I like afterwards, and kind of give myself a reward at the end. Also improve prioritization, increase productivity, increase accountability, flexibility, and goal achievement. So those are some examples of time blocking. So we're almost at the end. I've just got a couple more segments just to talk about, because as I said, now you may be wondering, how do I balance all of these priorities? So I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen now and just go back to me. And now you may be asking yourself, how can I manage this phase burnout? How can I actually do this? And you might actually, just for those wondering why my name is down as Logos Development, this actual Google Meet is sponsored by Logos for Speed and CIC. So do check them out, and the link will be in bio, and that is a tuition company. So, and again, they focus on skills for studies, active recall. I tutor for them as well, and as do many other wonderful students. So please do check us out. So balancing, now we're going to talk about balancing work, study, and personal life. So you may wonder, as I said, how do I balance all of these wonderful priorities? So between work, study, and personal time, it can feel like there aren't really enough hours in the day, but that is where these techniques really shine. That is where we really see the benefit of such techniques, really to get down to the nitty-gritty and to really think about why these techniques are beneficial, why we need these techniques. And as I said, it goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of this video. It actually talks about why we need these techniques as well. And indeed, it speaks about why this series is called why the series is called Work and Study Smarter, Boost Your Productivity with Faith B. And I know I haven't kind of recorded this in a while, but I thought, let me just get this back up and running, because a lot of people ask me when I network, when I give talks, and they want this kind of content as well. So here it is as requested. So balancing work, study, and personal life, as we said, I'm going to give you some tips for students, professionals, and then for everyone. So for students, and I'm a student myself, prioritize your assignments using the Eisenhower Matrix. We spoke about that again. Just going to share my screen again, just to kind of include that. So bear with me a second. Let me just do that. Okay. So yes, for students, prioritize your assignments using the Eisenhower Matrix. Use the Pareto Principle to focus on key study sessions. Let's just pull up the Pareto Principle. Here we are. Okay, so use the Pareto Principle to focus on key study sessions that will give you the most return. And then finally, time block. Here it is again. Time block your day. Okay, reserving specific specific hours rather for schoolwork, social time, and rest. Finally, for professionals, identify the high-value tasks that will drive the most results using the 20-20 rule. Let me flip back to that. Okay. And then time block your day to focus on deep work and delegate less important tasks. As you can see, time block your day. So really, you are again using all of those skills, but in different ways according to the context. So finally, for everyone, make sure to include breaks in your time blocking schedule. So for example, downtime is crucial for recharging and staying productive. And if you are interested in how you can kind of manage your time and manage your day as well, I have also another video where we actually speak about, so I've got a video on here, organize your work and study life, which came out last September, and also tips for organization. And I believe within that is the Pomodoro Method, but if not, don't worry. I'm also going to be talking about the Pomodoro Method for another episode on kind of time management techniques as well. So where are we? So I just want to also talk about, as I said, I'm going to talk about it now. Let me talk about the Pareto Matrix. Sorry, the Pomodoro method. The Pomodoro method is basically a method where you study for 25 minutes 4 times. And after every 25-minute session, you give yourself a 5-minute break. After the 4th session, you give yourself a 10-15-minute break. So let me just show you the Pomodoro technique. I actually use the Life at app for that, which is online. I'm going to actually head to the pomodorotechnique.com because where better to go to than the actual source themselves. As you can see here, we have a 25-minute timer which you can download for free, and actually you can kind of use that as well to become more focused. Just a few benefits that are actually outlined by the Pomodoro Technique website is enhanced focus and concentration, improved time management, reduced work-related stress, enhanced team communication and flexibility, and adaptability to varied task requirements. So again, this really helps students and professionals really avoid procrastination, reduce procrastination, deal with it, become more confident, have more conscious approach to time allocation, more precision in tracking and allocation of time to tasks, and also efficiency and confidence in everyday life as well. So that's the Pomodoro method. So I'm just going to conclude now. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. Let me stop sharing my screen and head to here. So let's actually conclude. It's been a very, very brief episode, but hopefully a very, very impactful and important one for all of you. And this episode is being released on Tuesday. It's now Tuesday. I'm recording from Friday, but I'm releasing it on Tuesday just to get back in line with the Work So Smart Series schedule. So final thoughts. Start small, but stay consistent. So as I always say for Faith Brunel's Insights, it's not an event, it's a journey. Your journey can begin now. So it's really about you taking that leap of faith, stepping out of your comfort zone and starting small, but staying consistent. Because it takes 21 days to form a habit, but you don't want to overload yourself with new habits because you don't want to actually have burnout. And one of my favorite books is actually James Clear on Atomic Habits. So feel free to check out that book as well. So those are four powerful tools you can start using today to master time management and become more productive. The Pomodoro Method or technique, the Eisenhower Matrix, the Pareto Principle, and time blocking. Remember, like any new habit, it takes time to get into the groove. Start small, maybe with just one time block day or prioritizing tasks with the Eisenhower Matrix or even the Pareto Principle, and build from there. The key to mastering time management is consistency. Consistency. This is something I heard actually online. Once you get into the habit of prioritizing and organizing your time, you will honestly be amazed as to how much more you can accomplish without feeling overwhelmed. And the benefit of the Pomodoro method is actually taking breaks, which is what we mentioned before. If you found this video helpful, which I hope you have, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for more content on productivity, personal growth, and study tips. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who might need a little help managing their time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.